This video is all about how I went to Santorini with less than $200. So I'm going to just talk about what the trip was, how we planned the trip, and how much it cost, and what we did. So if that sounds interesting, keep watching. Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. If you're returning, I really appreciate you as always, and if it's your first time here, my name is Faye. This channel is all about travel tales, stories, inspiration, tips. So get comfortable, hit the subscribe button. It's the red button below this video, absolutely free. Click the notification bell so you know when I post my next video, and give this video a thumbs up as well. It really does help support this channel. This video is all about how I went to Santorini with less than $200. I've really been wanting to sit down and record this. If you didn't check out my last Santorini walk with me vlog style video, I'm going to link it up here so you can watch it. But I was really just like taking you along with me as we walked around, sightseeing. Very beautiful island. You have to like see it to believe it, and so do check out that video after watching this video. But I really wanted to sit down as well and just like give you some more information on how you can actually plan a trip, how much it costs, at least how much it cost for us, because I traveled with a friend of mine. So I'm going to just talk about what the trip was, how we planned the trip, and how much it cost, and what we did. So if that sounds interesting, keep watching. Alright, so I was in Santorini for 3 nights, 4 days give or take, from the 16th to the 19th of July. And like I mentioned, I traveled with someone, and so we were able to share accommodation and also share the costs of renting a car, which I'm going to talk about as well. So sometimes having a travel buddy or someone that you travel with can help you to be more cost effective, and that's just one of the things that I wanted to put out there as a disclaimer. I have some notes here where I just sort of jotted down the cost. So if you see me looking at the screen, I just want to make sure I don't leave anything out, and I tell you really just all about the trip. So this video is going to be split into 4 parts. It's really just the transportation, the accommodation, food, and the sightseeing, because those were the major costs. If not, that covers like the costs of the trip there. It was a short trip, like I mentioned. It was just 3 nights, but I feel like that was just enough time because we really were able to go around the entire island. First of all, just a quick one about the transport. I'm not going to talk so much about getting there because that really depends on where you're coming from. I left for Santorini from Athens, and I took a flight. I just got a quick flight, but depending on where you're coming from, of course the cost of the flights will vary. I will say though, just always check in advance, don't book last minute, and aim for off-peak seasons when you don't have so many tourists visiting. The cost of the flights tend to be a lot less. Also, if you're traveling to Santorini from Athens or anywhere else in Greece, or maybe some other parts of Greece, you can get a ferry. I checked online for ferry prices, and from Athens to Santorini they were averaging about 40 euros. Okay, so now transport on the island. This is a major thing to consider that shouldn't be overlooked, because the transportation within the island is not, I mean, it's an island, it's not a city where you have lots of options like buses, trains, metros, and things like that. So there are a few buses, but like I said, there are a few. And if you're going to, depending on where you're staying, which I'm going to get into, bus transportation can take a lot of time, and it can kill the precious time that you have on the island. So what we opted to do was we rented a car. There's so many car rental options. You can also rent scooters, motorbikes, go-karts, quad bikes, but we opted to rent a car. And if you just search for rent a car online Santorini, you're going to find so many options. So for us, the car that we chose, of course it depends on the car that you take. I would advise you to look for a car that doesn't have a really high fuel consumption, because you also have to pay for the fuel of the car. So you have to factor that into the cost of renting. So for the 3 days, I paid 22 euros for the car. So we split that cost. So it was about 44 euros each. And then we put fuel of about 26 euros, so that was 13 euros each. So altogether, renting the car came to 35 euros for the entire time. I think it was a good deal because we had the convenience of just like going to different places whenever we wanted, and we really got to explore the island, like just drive to different places. It's a small island, but places are really spread out. So Ia, which some people pronounce as Oya, Ia, but that's the part of the island in the north that has those really scenic, iconic views with the blue domed churches and like the white houses and everything, where we took a lot of the pictures, which I shall insert as well. So Ia is the northern side of the island, and that tends to be the more expensive part of the island as well, because that's where all the tourists go. There are really beautiful hotels there with stunning views. So as you would imagine, everything is more expensive there, not only the accommodation but the food as well. So what we decided to do was we got our accommodation on the southern part of the island. We stayed in an area called Kamari, which is near the black sand beaches. I'll talk about that as well. So the car really helped us because we were able to drive to Ia and drive back to our hotel, and also just drive around the island and check out the other villages and the towns. We were able to drive to Fira, which is the capital. A lot of cheaper restaurants around there and shops and things like that. So we did spend some time there as well. So I definitely recommend renting a car. It allows you to cover more area, more, I guess, surface area, and to visit more parts of the island, and it gives you the flexibility of having cheaper accommodation because you're able to move to where you want to go. So that's what we did in terms of transportation. So next is accommodation, and like I've already mentioned, we stayed in Kamari, which is in the southern part of the island. The prices of accommodation in Ia are literally 4 times the price, or if not more. So we stayed at a hotel called Macarios. It was a really beautiful boutique hotel. The staff were really friendly. I did a little room tour, which I shall insert as well, and I'm going to show you what it looked like. So just arrived. Oh wow, it's windy. This is the room. Karina's bag over there. Balcony. View of, oh, that's a hotel. Hey Karina.
Hey.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
And let me show you the bathroom. That's a bathroom. Hello. And that's about it. It had a pool. I enjoyed lounging by the pool on the last day. Breakfast came with the room, which really helped. I'm all about getting a room that comes with breakfast, because that way you get to have a heavy breakfast and not get so hungry and not have to buy a lot of food during the day while you're sightseeing. So that's basically what I was doing the whole time. I'll just make sure I fill myself with breakfast, and then I'll just have a light lunch or dinner. Macarios hotel cost 55 euros a night, and like I mentioned, we split that in 2. I was paying about 27.5 euros a night, which I thought was a really good deal considering that it comes with breakfast as well. There's also another hotel I saw called Paradise Santorini Resort, really beautiful for about the same price, and also in the southern part of the island, and I'm going to show you what that looks like as well. You can always visit their website. I'm going to link the information in the description down below. I'll also link the information for the hotel where we stayed in the description box down below. So if you're interested to find out what the specific rates are, because I know that they do change according to the season, so depending on when you're traveling, you can check out those links in the description box. So just if you're interested, check out the links in the description. But yeah, this is really like what the hotels look like. Bathroom, hey. A lovely little balcony area overlooking the pool. So in terms of food, like I mentioned, we're having breakfast at the hotel. We also did eat lunch and sometimes dinner out of the hotel. I didn't eat any food in here because, like I mentioned, it's expensive, but we did find some nice cute restaurants in Fira. We're able to get some nice traditional Greek food, continental food, whatever type of food you're looking for. And the budget for food was approximately 15 euros a day. It can be less, just depends on where you decide to eat. There's a lot of street food. Heroes are a lot cheaper. So if you want to just eat like street food during the day, Heroes, you can actually bring that down from 15 to maybe 10 or 7 euros a day depending. So that's how much spent on food. So finally, sightseeing. So guess what? Sightseeing is free. So like I mentioned, we had a car, we were driving on the island. We did a lot of walking because Santorini is just so scenic. It's so picturesque almost from every part of the island. You literally feel like you're stepping into a photograph. It's so tempting to take a million pictures. We took so many, me and my friend who I traveled with, explore. Sometimes we didn't even know what we would find and would just stumble across. I remember like just finding this castle which I showed you guys in the last video, in the last vlog that I did, and it was just nice to walk around. And as much as the temperatures are really high right now in Greece, it's summer, it's hot, Santorini just has a breeze. You know, you're really elevated and the landscape is hilly, narrow streets, and so there's a nice breeze, there's a nice vibe, and it's really lovely to just walk around. There are lots of activities you can choose to do though if you really want to have more of an activity packed trip. So you can go horse riding, you can go scuba diving, but I didn't do any of those things, so I can't talk much about them. So if you do want to do a lot of activities, then yeah, rest assured that there are a lot of options. But Santorini is just a very calm island as well, so it's a really great place to just go and relax, to just get away from the city and just enjoy the view. That's really what we were doing. We were walking around, we were exploring, enjoying the view. We also went to the beaches. So there's a black sand beach which was near our hotel, and there are a lot of beach bars along that beach, a lot of restaurants, and so you know, you can just spend the day there. One of the days we spent the whole day there just chilling at the beach and swimming. So there's also a red beach. It's not safe for swimming, but it has a lot of red cliffs and red rocks, and there's a white sand beach as well which can be accessed by boat. So we didn't go to the white sand beach, but we spent a lot of time, like I mentioned, at the black beach, and we visited the red beach as well. So all of those things are absolutely free. There's no entrance fee. It just depends on what you decide to do. So if you're at a beach bar, you just pay for your drinks and your food if you decide to eat. So aside from walking around the villages and going to the beaches, you cannot leave Santorini without seeing the sunset, specifically from here. The sunset there is very thrilling. It's a whole activity. You find like lots of people crowding around just waiting for the sunset. Luckily, there were not that many people because of the season this time, like I mentioned, but people do gather around just to watch the sunset in here particularly. Like the sun really does put on a show. The views coupled with like just the way the sunset appears in that area and how it goes down. There's actually a tradition where as soon as the sun goes down in here, everyone claps, which I found to be really cute. The sunset in here is definitely a must-see. Another place with a great sunset was Santo Wines. We did treat ourselves on the last night to wine tasting at Santo Wines Winery, and I'll also link the information in the description. But it was really beautiful, a great experience, lovely views again. So all in all, accommodation was 83 euros. The car was 35, including the renting and the fuel, and the food was about 45 euros for the 3 days, which brings the total cost to 163 euros, which is 189 US dollars. So on average, give or take $200 or less, you can have a good time in Santorini. Like I mentioned, there's some places where you can actually cut down on your cost of food if you decide to have street food mostly. And I mentioned we did also treat ourselves to the wine tasting, which also took the cost up a bit, but all in all, less than $200. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope you enjoyed the footage as well that I showed you. Let me know in the comments if you have been to Santorini, and if you have any tips on how someone can enjoy the island, places to visit, especially places that don't cost a lot of money, or even just travel in general, or traveling to islands and how much it costs you while you're there. I'm really curious to know. Also, maybe there's some places that you visited that I didn't get to visit. Let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you have any travel budget friendly advice or tips, just drop them in the comments. I look forward to interacting with you more and learning from you as well as I also share these tips. Otherwise, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching it till the end. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well, and drop your comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.